I'm rejoining the rails for another epic adventure.
Are you excited?
Who wouldn't be?
I'm travelling around the globe again,
Riding some of the most legendary trains in the world.
to experience more spectacular railways. Look at this place! From the Arctic Circle
To the glorious Andes.
and the heart of Europe. Isn't it fantastic? It's just a ticket haul. To the edge of America.
Oh, this is amazing.
And I'll venture off the tracks to discover awe-inspiring places,
England!
extraordinary people,
Hey, hello, Danny.
and unforgettable experiences.
That's staggering, isn't it?
This week, my train travels are taking me through Mexico and the United States. I'm starting in the north of Mexico on a train that begins on the country's west coast. I'll visit the remote village of Divisadero, the city of Chihuahua, and the border town of Juarez before I cross into Texas and El Paso. I'll finish over 1,200 miles later in the glitz and glamour of Los Angeles. When I think of Mexico, I think of Trump's wall and the country's economic struggles. But I want to get beyond all that to see how modern Mexico is changing by crossing the north of the country by train.
This isn't any old train. This is one of the most luxurious trains in the world.
I'm on El CHEPE Express, a new service designed to attract foreign tourists. They've aimed it at an upmarket clientele, with tickets costing hundreds of pounds. There's top-notch dining.
That's lovely, thank you very much. It's gorgeous. I thought coming to Mexico was all going to be about street markets and the swirl of dust. I didn't think it would be quite this luxurious.
And a bar with a unique view.
Margarita in my hand. You don't get this on the London to Brighton line, do you? I'm having such a lovely time.
This is already a view of Mexico I wasn't expecting. All these canyons and mountain tunnels and some spectacular viaducts.
I'm in Mexico right now and I'm going up to the USA. Two countries which may seem entirely different, but have got a fascinating shared history and culture.
In fact, until 200 years ago, the whole area I'm going to travel through was all part of Mexico. I'm crossing the infamous border that now divides them to see what modern life's like in both countries. And I'm doing so by train, so I can visit some places that aren't normally on the tourist trail, like the spectacular mountains of Mexico's Sierra Madre.
It really is lovely in here. Although, actually, it's not what's inside that really counts. It's what's outside, because that could bring tears to your eyes.
What an amazing landscape. Building a train line through it must have been an engineering nightmare. An American explorer first had the idea for a train here in the late 19th century. But the terrain was so incredibly difficult, it took nearly 6 decades to complete. 37 bridges and 86 tunnels later, the track now climbs 2,400 metres above sea level. I'm getting off at the remote Divisadero station with the rest of the tourists. Because after 8 hours, the train has reached its star attraction, the Copper Canyon.
There's no town here, just a load of these market stalls, and over here, this hotel. In fact, the only reason that there's a station here at all is so that people can get off the train And look at that. Which is a pretty good reason for building a station, isn't it?
The Copper Canyon covers 4 times the area of America's Grand Canyon, and in some places, the distance from the top to the bottom is more than a mile. Formed over 30 million years ago, it's made up of stunning natural rock formations and vast waterfalls. But even in this extreme landscape, there are people who've made a home here. Around 50,000 indigenous Mexicans, known as the Raramuri, live in and around the canyon. Brothers Martin and Nacho are 2 of them.
How long have your people been in Mexico?
Los que llegaron hace muchos años, alrededor de 14,000 años.
14,000 years.
Así es.
The Raramuri are among the last native people in North America to still live a traditional way of life, partly because up here they've remained so cut off from the rest of the world.
Why didn't you live in the more fertile lands over there?
Cuando llegaron los españoles también ellos llegaron en busca de minerías y entonces la gente Raramuri también trabajaron para ellos, lo obligaban a que trabajaran para ellos y entonces ya más después de vivir un lugar tan difícil, un lugar muy separados, también es por la razón que pueden ellos huir más fácil.
Living in this tough terrain for hundreds of years has had an unexpected effect. The Raramuri are so fit from just getting around here, they've become excellent long-distance runners. Running is central to their way of life, and they regularly beat professionals in ultra-marathon races. Despite a fairly low-tech approach to shoe design, which relies on old discarded tyres.
Will these be better than if I bought a $300 pair of trainers?
Sí, mucho mejor.
And a race diet consisting of pignole, a natural energy drink made of corn, water and chia seeds. Still handmade by women like Isabel, it's said to give them the stamina to keep running for hundreds of miles. That may be true, but my goodness, it tastes dire.
I better go and try it out on the track, hadn't I? Nacho, we can do the race? Come on.
Ven, Nacho, vamos a hacer la carrera.
The Raramuri record is 430 miles in 48 hours.
3, 2, 1, vámonos!
That's 16 times the distance of a marathon. Never mind racing, I'm really struggling to keep my shoes on. Still to come, I go off the rails in the desert. Meet a Mexican whose bark is worse than her bite.
I've actually seen a chihuahua in Chihuahua.
And make my inner train spotter's wildest dreams come true.
I'd be quite happy shooting the whole of the rest of the episode sitting here.